I'm the Senior Director of Cinematics, which means I run the Cinematics division. Cinematics, in terms of Blizzard Cinematics, means we create all of the pre-rendered short films that go into our games. So that's for Starcraft, that's for Diablo, that's for World of Warcraft. Lately, we've also been doing in-engine cinematics for Starcraft, which has been really cool. We're going to have about 45 minutes worth of in-game, in-engine, real-time cinematics for Starcraft 2. So we operate just as any other CG film studio. We are an animation studio. Once we have an idea, we take it into story. Once that happens, it goes to the concepting department. They start to jam out concepts for sets, for shots, for effects, for characters. Once we're happy with that, it goes to the modeling department. They create the models, they put the surfaces on, then onto animation. We animate the characters. We get all of the characters and sets together. We send it on to lighting and effects. And out, at the end of the day, pops a finished film. So I'm probably leaving out about 1,000 steps. So, tell you what, let me show you. So let's move on to storyboarding. This is where the scripts, the initial ideas all come together and take shape as a film. This is where we get our first look at what a movie's actually going to be in 2D. This is Mark Messenger. Mark Messenger is one of our storyboarders, and he is also directing the newest WoW intro.
This is Kerrigan doing Battle with the Zerg. This is her stomping on the new Gettysburg sign and sliding into home plate, decloaking, as it were, and taking out a lot of Zerg. So we've got a lot of layers here.
Okay, this is the Conceptors bullpen. This is where the ideas for characters, sets, shots, effects come from. Comes out of these guys as crazy heads. Let's head over to modeling, and we'll show you a bit about how concepts become characters.
Basically, I've been creating this, just a generic male human. After this, I'll be creating a generic female that we can just more quickly create characters for our cinematics. In the past, we've had to model each character from scratch, and we realized we just lose a lot of time trying to do that over and over again. So it's just a lot faster to be able to create a generic character and then go in and change the face, add a lot of character, change the proportions and posturing and things of that sort.
Down over here, we have some of the in-game modelers. That means they're working on cinematics that will actually be played in the engine, real time. Come on over this way. So here's some of the cool stuff. This is real time. These are new movies for Starcraft 2, and you can see that we're actually working with the game engine to create finished pieces that are films, just like any other Blizzard film that we've ever made, but it's all done using the Starcraft engine. All right, let's sneak up on James over here, and he'll show off a bit about how we actually make things move.
Basically, what our department does is we try to make these characters feel convincing. We take all this amazing art that the modelers and texture artists and the conceptors throw together, and we make the stuff look cool. We bring some life to these characters. So, for example, we take a character like this, Zeratul, and we have this cool action scene, and we want to make it believable. So we try to add as much weight and as much character to these characters as we can.
Let's head over here to the simulation department. These are the guys who do all the rigging, all the dynamic simulations on characters. That would be hair, that would be cloth, that would be skin and muscle jiggle. This is Jim, and he'll show you a bit about how we're doing hair.
We do all kinds of dynamic simulations, so things that are either too complicated to animate by hand and require some sort of dynamic solver. So things that involve any kind of realistic physics interactions like hair, we will run here. In this situation, we're binding polygons to act as cloth meshes, and the wind will blow it around and Kerrigan, as she takes her goggles off. So some of our final results basically look like this. To create, semi-physically realistic motions, and that's what we do in the simulation department.
Come on over this way, we'll head to the lighting department. This is where we do lighting, compositing, and effects. to basically take all the pieces, jam them together, and come up with the final product, final shots.
A lot of what we do is to make it look as cool as possible. So what we're starting to do is clump in some atmosphere. So we create this light ray, bring it into 3D space, drop it in, use a depth pass, and we do that with all kind of atmosphere just to liven it up, make it look as cool as possible.
So as you can see, there are a lot of people who put a lot of time, effort, and energy into creating these films. In fact, it usually takes a good year to produce, say, one of these, an intro for World of Warcraft. So, thanks for playing. We got to get back to work. We'll get back to you at BlizzCon.